that.
Do what?
Do it again.
You can do that, it's super easy. It just looks good. See?
Well, they say he's not coming back and nothing can fill the void, but at least we can try. With food, I'll make some apple pie. Come on in, it's Dead Dad's Kitchen.
Welcome to Dead Dad's Kitchen.
My dad's alive, so I don't feel like I should be on this show.
Thank you so much for coming back and giving a This is one of my very good friends, Jeff.
So like, it's gonna be jump cuts, right?
Yeah.
So you can cut this out and anything else dumb I say?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeff is one of my very good friends. I'm very lucky to know. Both of his parents are still alive. So we have a little bit of a disconnect there. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Do you believe in afterlife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, do you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're...
You'll meet again. You'll meet again. Don't know where.
He's not back for the rest of the episode. Do you know what we're making today?
We're making donut muffins. It's kind of a cronut version of a donut muffin. Cronut is crazy donut, right?
No, it's... Are you kidding?
No.
A cronut is a croissant donut.
So that's supposed to be a hybrid of a croissant? Alright.
We're gonna preheat our oven to 425. We're just gonna do that right now. We'll get back to being hilarious in just a second. What do you want it to be?
Duffin, because then it's dumb, ugly, friggin' muffin.
I put this picture on my Instagram and everybody was hype about it and wanted to know how to make these donut muffins. My dad was only alive for so long, so like I can't make his recipes forever. I gotta incorporate some of my own shit in here.
But you said he loved these.
He did really like these, so when I would make
still a
these,
connection.
well yeah, when I would make these at home, he would really like when I did it. So
now we're doing it today. But they're not fried, so what makes them a donut? What's the donut part of it?
normally the muffin method is you have all of your wet ingredients, which also includes sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I would have assumed that's dry.
I used to also, and then I learned because when you heat it up, it's a liquid, and so I guess if you heat something up and it's liquid, it counts as a liquid ingredient. Normally the muffin method is you mix all that stuff, and then you have your dry stuff mixed, and you incorporate the dry into the wet. But this is a little bit different since it's a pretty dense, cakey muffin. That's kind of what makes it donutty. It tastes like a cake donut, which are my favorite. Do you prever cake or
I
yeast
love cake
donuts?
That's my
more
thing.
Than yeast?
I think more than yeast.
Me too.
Yeah, I like a red velvet cake donut. That's my favorite.
Really?
I think so.
Cute.
Don't patronize me on this
That's
show.
so sweet. We are gonna get our wet ingredients portioned out, and we're gonna get our dry ingredients portioned out. Since this isn't like a classic muffin method, we can kind of be a little rougher with it. It doesn't have to be like very gently folded because we're not too scared of like gluten development in this right now. Whereas a muffin, you want it to be super, super soft and like very airy and light. These are okay if it's a little denser because that's what a cake donut is. So it's gonna be great. So let's start.
All right, here we go. One time. All at once. All at once.
We have baking soda and baking powder in here along with the acid from our buttermilk. So that initial like really hot impact is gonna give us a really good rise very quickly and a lot of nice browning on top.
It's always an exact science is what I've heard.
That's what's really,
chemistry?
That's why no, you're right, it's chemistry. Nice, dude. So,
What the f was that? You like tried to hurt me.
I feel like you're gonna be a very cute dad.
And my kids are gonna.
For 1 second, you're gonna be like, ow, and then you're like, Dad, and you're like, Jesus, you broke Daddy.
My kids are not gonna call me Daddy. My wife is. Sorry. So.
I have my little recipe written down right here, but it'll obviously be in the description also. We're gonna take our butter. Also, pro tip, not a pro. Also tip, Trader Joe's has the cheapest butter that is also still very good. You want your butter to be room temp because we're gonna be creaming it together.
Definitely.
With our oil and our sugars. We need a 1/4 cup of butter. There he is. My mom is 100% convinced. Okay, so we have our 1/4 cup of butter. We're gonna use the bigger bowl for our wet ingredients because that's the one we're gonna be mixing everything in. This guy's gonna be for our dry flour stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of squish this around because I don't have my electric mixer.
Silence the beast, would you?
Okay, fine. So we're kind of just like squishing. Thank you for your help, Geoffrey.
Oh, he doesn't want to be picked up.
He doesn't mind. So yeah, so I'm just like smashing this because I don't have the mixer, and I know I've brought it up a bunch of times. It's just very upsetting to me. I'm gonna put the sugars in because we're also using vegetable oil, but the sugar will help aerate the butter so that we have a little more to work with and it's easier to incorporate the oil.
Yeah, it's actually a fun fact. Sugar is part of the wet ingredients, so I knew that.
That's really
something that
cool.
I'm reading.
Why is it part of the wet ingredients here?
Just, you know, so if it caramelizes, it's a sauce.
So we're gonna need 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar.
Definitely.
And so the thing with brown sugar, I pretty much say as a rule of thumb, just always pack it. Sometimes it won't say packed brown sugar, but just...
And why is that?
Because it's, that's a great question. It's very kind of squishy.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of air in that squish.
That makes sense.
So you just want to make sure you're not missing the sugar that needs to be in there because you didn't press it in.
I haven't stopped drinking beer since noon yesterday.
Of course. Did you just lick your hand and then you're...
Nope.
Okay. This is a half a cup. I said 1/3 of a cup.
You chose that one!
I did.
Yes, you did! Roll it back. Edit it back that you handed me this one. Makes
So,
sense?
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, great. This is perfect. This is 1/3 of a cup.
Ask me what I've eaten today.
What did you eat? That bite of sugar?
A bite of sugar.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, alright.
Like, why am I doing that? Why is it like this?
It has a hole for you to open.
Whatever. This was funny.
It wasn't funny. It was really sad for all of us to see.
Now we're gonna do the half cup of regular
I
granulated
can't
sugar.
wait for you to have cut this together to show that you handed me that one.
I can't wait to like bribe my editor to not do it.
Makes sense.
Very good. Okay, so now we're just scraping the butter down from the sides. So we're just gonna start incorporating this so that our butter gets aerated and our sugar gets incorporated.
You want me to whisk it just for the camera?
Yeah.
Because you already did it all.
Oh wait, this will be a cute little thumbnail. So now we're gonna incorporate our oil, and it just would have been too hard to like mix the oil and the butter together because it's both just pure fat. So we wanted something in there to be able to mix with.
How much oil?
1/4 cup?
This is a 1/4 cup.
Yep. Very good job, Geoffrey.
Thank you.
Okay, and don't put it in yet.
Did you ever get bullied as a kid?
Kind of. Because I was fat.
I was also a fat kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Will you very slowly drizzle this in? Would they actually bully you and like it hurt your feelings, or was it just like you're fat and you're like okay?
I don't know if it was either. I don't know.
Okay.
Why are we talking about this?
Because you asked a very poignant
No, I
question.
didn't.
Sam, could you roll back when he asked?
No.
Did you ever get bullied as a kid?
I'm having him drizzle it in super slowly, which we wouldn't really have to do if we had an electric mixer. How many times am I gonna mention? But it's just so that we can get some nice air in here and see.
Why is it important to aerate it?
So that it's not like so dense that it's gross, and
Right.
also there's not like pockets of a lot of sugar and pockets of a lot of butter. And see how it's lightened up in color? That's how you can tell that we've gotten some good aeration in there. And we're just gonna keep doing this for a little bit. Actually, you wanna do that?
Yeah. Does that not look like hummus?
Oh
And
my
we
god.
have pita crackers.
Yo, those are the best f***ing crackers in the world.
Should we?
Yeah.
Super bad. Not good.
We are doing eggs now. We're each gonna do one egg.
And you crack, we were talking about this earlier, you crack on the granite.
I crack, well, it doesn't have to be granite, just
But just
anything
a flat surface.
Yeah. Always crack your egg on a flat surface instead of on the side of something, because the shell is like where all these germs are. Like I'm rolling it around, there's a bunch of so when you crack it in, the germs get into your egg.
I've only done it on the side.
Really?
Yeah, never cracked it on a flat
You seem
surface.
like a very, like an egg guy. I feel like you love
What
eggs.
the f*** is that? An egg guy? That's not a compliment.
I crack it and I open it all with one hand, so.
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
So now, see how it's like a very nice solid line?
Definitely.
And now with the same hand, you're just gonna put your middle finger on the crack that's closest to your inside hand, and your thumb and your forefinger on this other half, and just pull it apart.
That probably takes like months and years of
It
practice.
really doesn't.
Here we go.
Oh wait, no, not yet. I have to incorporate this one first. You wanna incorporate your eggs one at a time?
Why?
Just cause eggs are super like, for the lack of a better word, like gloopy. Okay, you wanna crack that egg now?
Sometime mom's spaghetti.
my god.
French chef style, Michelin starred one time. All right, so this is starting to get, this looks like pancake batter.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, but you guys want like a breakfast episode? My dad made a lot of breakfast, but he made French toast, and I think French toast is disgusting. That shouldn't be.
You should put that on a shirt.
We have our baking powder and baking soda. We're gonna use
It's a
both.
baking soda. That weird the Al Yankovic song? It's a Yoda. Yeah, so. What do we have to do with the baking soda?
We're using both because
You're gonna hurt yourself. Not today, but on one of the next episodes.
I mean my heart's already so hurt.
Of course.
That's actually like a very important ingredient, and it sounds so dumb and cheesy. Love actually is a very important ingredient. If you don't care about the you're making, or you're not making it with people you love, like it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, like if you're pissed, you put that energy into Wow.
Really easy way to remember it: powder puffs and soda spreads. This will help give the muffins a lot of rise, and this will help. This also helps with browning a lot too, actually, just the reaction. This will help them like be pretty. I need 1 1/2 teaspoons of this.
Okay.
Half.
Oh, you're just throwing it in there.
Oh, we weren't supposed to.
Thank you. And then we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda.
Got it.
Very good, sir. I'm just gonna scrape down the spatula. We're also gonna add our salt and our vanilla right now. I normally like kosher salt instead of just regular table salt because Alton Brown told me to do that. So I do it. Always use real vanilla. Do not use. Always use real vanilla. If I was the Barefoot Contessa and I was Ina Garten, I would say to use like very nice vanilla, but I obviously can't afford that. So just like regular pure vanilla is great. It is kind of expensive, but it's worth it. So okay. Oh, here's a fun trick about flour. So
Give me a break.
give me a break.
Break me off a base of that
donut
muffin pan.
We're using 2 2/3 cups of flour. So we're kind of just like floofing it up so that it's not super condensed, because with flour we don't want it to be packed in like brown sugar because it is already pretty compact itself. With that, when you're measuring out flour, a lot of people like to do grams because it's just more accurate, honestly, which it is. That's just not as easy for me, so
I don't have
do
a
it.
scale at home. I feel like most people don't have scales.
Yeah. This is called the spoon and level method. You'll see why.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of dropping it in there. Also, since, oh wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, okay, for sure. All right, bye. So I'm gonna level this out because we have our full cup. This is so messy. So there's 1 cup, and same thing with the second cup. That was 2 regular cups. We need our 2/3 of a cup.
When does the buttermilk come into play?
Sis! We're gonna give this another whisk just to make sure it's nothing separated, which it wasn't, because we did such a good job. We have our dry ingredients right here. Normally like baking soda and flour and all that stuff would also be a part of the dry ingredient, but we're just not doing it that way. Then we also need a cup of buttermilk. I like to use buttermilk because it makes it really like dense and just like, it's just so good. So a cup of the butt,
Or milk.
just butt.
Oh.
And we're gonna alternate. So we're gonna start with a little flour, then
Fold
do
it in?
buttermilk. Yeah, fold it, sure. And we're gonna add a little bit at a time. I usually like to do in 3 batches. So that's like 1/3 of our flour. Oh my god, I smell terrible. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything.
Now we're gonna add 1/3 of our buttermilk.
Bad sound.
Can you put the boom right in here?
The second batch of flour. You want to do
I
buttermilk
barely ate.
ASMR?
This. Let's just get it over.
Do you think that's gross when I do that?
Yeah, that was super gross.
Everybody thinks it's gross.
You're a dolphin.
My daddy taught me how to do it.
Why?
Because he thought it'd be funny. So this looks fantastic. So if we go through it like this, you can see a lot of little bubbles that the
do you
baking
get rid of
soda.
those?
No, they're good.
I knew that.
So we're gonna add just a sprinkle of me. Oh my god. Just to get the excess off.
Okay.
The thing is the cinnamon's gonna be on the outside anyway, so I like to incorporate a little bit of it into the batter itself. We're done with the batter. Now we just have to prepare our muffin tin, which we should have done before, but that was my fault. I like to do butter.
Definitely.
And I do it in a kind of a gross way, but that's how I like to do it. So you can take just a pat of butter
Alright.
and just go around. I would like to have a disher or like an ice cream scoop with one of the things.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, so we're just gonna portion these out. Also, when you're filling muffin tins, you don't wanna fill it all the way up or it'll overflow. So we're just gonna scoop and like that is perfect. Amazing.
Is this up for grabs?
Or down for keeps. Up for grabs.
You
And
said not to. Sorry, I don't want you guys to see me like this. But you said that we aren't gonna fill the tin up all the way. And yet, what are you doing?
I want to slap you in the face with this spatula so bad.
Okay, you can do it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. I could never. I thought it'd be much better. So we are done with the batter. Then we're gonna throw them in the oven. They're gonna be in there for like 15 to 17 minutes or until they're ready. Great. Throw it on. Yeah, now we're just gonna eat this and not talk for 15 minutes. Normally I would do a toothpick, but I don't have a toothpick right now. Oh, they're
There's
not.
no way it's been 15 minutes.
I know, but it doesn't always take 15 minutes.
Alright.
We're gonna take the muffins out of the
You
oven.
yelled at me for 7.5 minutes
Yeah.
about how I was late by 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, I wanted to make up for it.
I just like don't start this all cheery. Oh
Watch
wow,
out,
great,
they're
they look
nuts.
great.
They do. They look beautiful.
They do look beautiful. And they smell great.
Can you model them?
Scalding your own hand.
So they're all craggly. They got really high, which is awesome. I'm gonna let them cool
Sounds
right
like
here.
my grandfather.
You're so red. You're so red. You're not moving. These didn't take exactly 15 minutes. They took a little longer.
Are you paying me via direct deposit or check?
Through Bitcoin.
Okay.
Letting them cool for a minute because we want to cover them in melted butter and then cinnamon and sugar. So we're gonna make that cinnamon sugar mixture right now. Again, we're gonna use a little less cinnamon because I went a little heavy-handed in the muffin. Pour like about a cup of sugar in here. All right, that's enough.
Wasn't a cup?
Great. We're gonna do like that. More, oh jeez. So we're gonna melt the butter because we're gonna dip the muffins in the melted butter. Let's see, oh yeah, see? Oh my God, look how pretty that is, bitch! This is also a thumbnail option. Oh wait, they're not done yet. Great, so these are releasing really easily again because we greased the pan with all that butter. I love butter, and I always have and I always will, and that's why I was a fat little lady.
The one thing about this show that I do not like is how, because one of the best parts of watching baking and cooking shows is how organized everything is on set, like where they're pre-measured out and
Yeah, but that's all bull.
No, it is bull because that's not how it is at home, but it's you like to see an idealized version of the kitchen because that makes you want to cook because you're like, oh, that's so easy and
If I had
nice.
an idealized version of my kitchen, my father would be in it. So we're gonna take our muffin, we're gonna dip it in the butter, give it a little butter bath, and around, just so it's nice and coated, and then you dip it in the sugar, top. It's a very easy recipe, and you're done. And that's, oh, see, that's a done one.
That's a dud one?
A done one.
Oh.
Can you thumbnail with me? Amazing. Cute, try it.
Thank you.
You good? Mm-hmm. See, the inside texture is really nice and dense, and there's still a lot of little air bubbles, so it's like still really easy to eat and soft, but it's dense and like cakey and very good. They're done!
Did it.
We did it. Thanks,
Dumb, ugly,
Jason Mraz.
friggin' ends. As the French to say.
What was that? That's the French to say. You win it again!
As the French say.
Pass me more of that stinky cheese.
How is it?
Super good. Auntie Anne's has the cinnamon sugar. Pretzels is like that, but if that was moist as
I always post like what I'm making on Instagram. My Instagram is homemade by Irene. You can
it
see
is
it
super
right here.
nice to follow.
Thank you. And a big thank you to my very good friend Jeff. He's
Oh,
incredible. He's so funny. He's so smart. Follow him on his Instagram right here at I am Geoffrey James.
Correct.
Jeff is coming out with the funniest short film I've ever even thought of or seen or heard about.
It's tentatively called Good Morning, but morning is MOURNING, right?
Like death.
What a
It is-
tie-in.
Jaw just dropped to the floor.
When it does come out, I'll be posting about it everywhere. Jeff, I would hope, would be posting about it everywhere.
No.
Like and subscribe and share this if you think somebody would like this recipe or think that Geoffrey is good looking. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This is
was great.
perfect. My dad would have loved you and made fun of you a lot.
I hate to say this.
You wouldn't have loved him.
I would have your dad.
Thanks for watching.